Hi everyone, it's Lisa Brown with InkandInspirations.com. Thanks for joining me today. In this video, I want to put together this simply stamped card using the Enjoy Life stamp set from the Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog and some beautiful designer series paper that is in the Occasions Catalog, the Floral Romance Specialty paper. So this is a great way if you're just starting out in card making. It's a very simple design. It uses 2 inks and 1 stamp set and just some tiny pearls for embellishments. So let me show you how simple it is. All right, I have a piece of Pear Pizzazz cardstock and I cut it in half, standard sheet of cardstock in half, 8.5 by 11. I cut it at 4 1/4 all the way down. All right, let me adjust my lighting a little bit. There we go. Then I scored it at 5 1/2, and so that's making a portrait style card that opens top to bottom. I have a piece of the Floral Romance Designer Series paper cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Now the front of this card base is 5.5 by 4 1/4. I'm sorry, 5.5 by 4 1/4, and this is just 1/4 less all the way around. So I cut it at 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so you can see if I layer that on top, I just have a scant piece of the cardstock, the base, with the color that is beautifully coordinated to this designer paper, just extending a bit behind that paper. I'm just going to take some of the liquid glue and very easily just put a little bit there, not to overdo it, and I'm going to center this on the card front base. All right. Now let's do some stamping. I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and this is cut at 2 by 5. And I'm going to do some stamping with some of these silhouette stamps. I'm using this one here, and then a sentiment, and then the 2 butterflies. So let me take some Mossy Meadow ink, which is one of the colors in the designer paper, and I'm going to ink up that stamp, and then I'm going to stamp it off on scrap paper so that I can get the darkest first generation stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp with what ink is left at the bottom here of my Whisper White. And so you see you get a variation of color, but it's not as bold or dark as the original stamped image. Now I'm going to take the sentiment, which says how beautiful a day can be when kindness touches it. I have it mounted on a clear block, and so I'm going to ink it up in that same Mossy Meadow ink, but I'm not going to stamp off this time. I want the sentiment to be a bit bolder. So I'm going to come right here and just stamp it right at the center of the top. Okay, now to add a little bit of color, I'm taking the 2 little butterflies that are in that stamp set and some powder pink classic ink, and I'm going to stamp both of those butterflies. Okay, so I'm going to put this full butterfly, full profile there, and then this is a side profile butterfly that I'm going to put over here. Okay, now I chose the powder pink because it's one of the colors that is in the designer paper, and I knew it would go well with those greens. Now what I did to tie it all in was cut a piece of powder pink cardstock 2 1/4 by 5 1/4 so that I could layer this piece of Whisper White right over top. All right, then we're going to just adhere that right here in the center, just like that. Okay, so now we're ready to apply that to our designer paper on top of our card base. And we'll go ahead and apply some adhesive. And I'm just going to center that with the top and the bottom following the line of the designer paper. Okay, simply done. Now that is a beautiful card just like that, but I wanted to add just a little bit. So I have some artisan designer pearls that you can see I've loved because I've used almost all of them. And I'm going to take a few of these in this coral color because I think it goes well with that powder pink. And I'm just going to scatter 3 of them. Okay, let me just pick this up here. And then I'm going to put another one right over here. Okay, so the front of our card is finished, and let me show you how I finished the inside of the card. I just cut another piece of Whisper White at 4 by 5 1/4. I took another one of the little floral silhouette stamps in that same stamp set, inked it with the same powder pink ink, and just made a border along the bottom with plenty of room to write your message. Okay, I hope you will give that a try, and if you need some help with starting in card making, I'd be glad to help you. Just email me at lisa@inkinspirations.com, and I hope you will watch more of my videos, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.